What? I know you lying. Woo, not Tammy, honey. Not Tammy. And just a thought, I liked it her. I liked it Tammy. But honey, I didn't want to believe it. Honestly, I didn't want to believe it. They said, you got to watch this video. Tammy do not like her gay daughter. I said, no, Tammy ain't like that. They was like, no, she wouldn't even allow her gay daughter to bring her lover, which is another woman, to her daughter's own celebration, graduation. I said, what? I said, come on now, that don't even make sense. You mean to tell me your own, hold on, graduation? Y'all, is it a college graduation? What type of graduation is this? You know what I'm saying? But I said, what? No way. I would have told my mama, hell, you can't come to my graduation, mommy. Cut the umbilical cord, y'all. Okay? Listen, I'm part of the LGBT community too, honey, okay? And listen, before I came out, I made sure I was financially independent. I didn't depend on them, okay? I made sure that, hey, I was independent as far as self-love and everything, okay? Pretty much, I didn't depend on them for their advice. I didn't depend on them for their affection or their love. I cut that shit off before I came out. Why? Because I was going, listen, I was raised up Christian, conservative, okay? You probably thought I was growing up being a liberal. So I was already thinking the worst of the worst. You know, I remember going to high school and I couldn't even study, thinking, damn, once they find out, you know, they're going to kick me out where I'm going to stay, you know. So, honey, that's why I had to find me a good man, honey. I had one or two that I could have stayed with just in case if they kicked me out. But I waited until I got out the house and I had my own stuff. I didn't depend on them. And you know what? During that time, before I came out, I already had a funeral in my head. Like, I'd be sitting down at the dinner table. I was like, this is going to be my last meal with these motherfuckers, okay? Because I'm about to tell them this shit and they ain't going to be with it. And I'm cool with that. And I accepted that. So I was ready to cut the umbilical cord because I didn't depend on them for shit anymore. For affection, emotion, and all. Sometimes when they hug me, I'll be like, I don't even know if this hug is real or not. Because if they knew who I was, would they really fucking hug me? So I was like, no, I don't want this shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I came out, good that, you know, honey, they was begging for my ass to come back. They was like, no, you my child and I don't care. I love you. But honey, I had that built in. And I don't know. I just feel like if you don't prepare for the worst and you're not independent all the way around as far as affection, love goes, then they're going to have the upper hand and they will always push their agenda to make you straight. Okay? Even if you're not straight, they want you to fake being straight, act like you fake, you know, try it again, try being married again, try this. They're going to keep on trying to force that shit on you. So you have to really stand up for yourself. And remember, this is your life. Y'all only get one time life. How dare you live for your parents? Their ass is old, okay? They already lived their life. It's time for you to live yours. And hell, they don't even understand your ass. So how can they give you advice? How could they really help you when they don't even understand your ass? And then your whole life, you're dictating your terms and conditions, your livelihood based on a person that don't understand you. I mean, that's a fucked up life to live. So cut the cord, educate yourself, do what you got to do in order to live a great life, because you only get one, baby. All right. So let's get it on here. I got this video of them having a conversation and let's get into it. Before I start, I got to let y'all know who I am. Okay. Are y'all ready? Hold on. Give me a second. Yes. I am Jessica. Go high, Nor. Okay. just to let you guys know, I am an actress. I'm a comedian. I'm a YouTube blogger. I'm on Facebook, TikTok. I'm on it all. So make sure you guys subscribe to me, follow me, like me, comment, and let's get it popping. All right, so going back up here, I have the audio, so let me put up here. So as you guys can see, it says, while Tami Roman says her daughter's girlfriend can't attend the graduation because she's not comfortable with seeing her daughter being a homosexual. It got to take a step back and see how it works for me. I got to be concerned about my mental health. You are a grown woman. You supposed to be protecting your child. Fuck your mental health. What about her mental health? And that's why I say, listen, y'all, LGBT individuals, you're going to have to protect yourself. These parents, they're not protecting you. I'm sorry to tell you, sweetheart, cut the umbilical cord. They did their part, bring you into this world, feeding you and all that shit. Now cut it, okay? So you can live your life and you can love you, because they can't love you the way you need to be loved. They don't understand. They ain't trying to. They're going to continue to push you and transform you to someone you're not. Trust me, I've been there, girl. Okay? Thankful in my situation, my parents are still here. And I was raised with both parents in the household, mother and father. I was raised Christian, conservative, you know. So, hell, I think I got the worst of it, I think, you know. But, yeah, y'all got to cut that shit, okay? Cut it! All right, so let's see here. And they also saying that her other daughter is heterosexual, so she can bring all types of boys. And then Tami used, I think it was such a bullshit excuse. She said, well, I'm going to have to see a picture. I'm going to have to really make sure before you bring them around me, you're going to be with them forever. Bitch, please. When she was with her first husband, she wasn't with her first husband forever. She talking about, well, I got discernment. I can tell from a picture. She ain't had that goddamn discernment with her first husband. Hell. Okay, when she picked up this goddamn discernment, child, please. All those excuses. She just don't want to see her daughter being a homosexual, okay? And for that, I say, daughter, cut the umbilical cord. Let her ass watch you far away, okay? Hello. And it's going to take work. It's not easy, but it can be done. And trust me, you're going to have no regrets when you have financial independence, self-love, where you're not needing mommy and daddy to give you love or to give you confirmations or to give you acceptance. Fuck that shit. Continue to live your best life, okay? Yeah, they live theirs. Now it's time for you to live yours. And if you continue to allow them to have this dominion over you when they're pushing their agenda on you, you're never going to be able to live your life. You're always going to be stuck in their shadows of what they expect or want you to be. And that's nowhere to live. Like I said, you can't do this again. You only live once. So let's hear back. All right. So let's go. You guys ready? Let's play it. Make sure you guys like, share, and comment. Let me pull it up. Ooh, man, oh man. Are y'all ready for this? I know y'all like, come on, just play it.
My degree in
she can't be in the
she can't be there.
She can't.
Do you get what I'm saying? My girlfriend can't be there.
Why? That's true.
Exactly. There's moments that my people have.
Hold on,
Thank you.
Tami.
Let's speak about it if we're going to speak about it. Let's speak about it.
Be there.
And I knew not to even tell. I told her, but she knew. She was like, "Okay, I can't be there." Congrats.
With your other daughter.
Oh,
she's straight, right? Her boyfriend's in the past. She's never been allowed to bring her boyfriends around.
she would be.
She would be.
She would be.
And why is
Thank
what's the
you.
difference?
Because
Thank you. I love it. Now we talking for what you did. You leaned in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm leaning in.
Like, that don't seem fair.
Because there's something called confirmation bias. And when people think like you think or appear to be how you are, you're more drawn to those type of people. So my daughter is a heterosexual female. Confirmation bias allows me to accept whatever situation she's presenting versus not really understanding this moment. And so I got to take a step back and figure out how it works for me and how I can be comfortable in that moment, because there's something called mental health that we have to be concerned about. And I got to be concerned about mine. Even though I'm trying to walk with her and love her, I still got to do what's right for me as well.
Okay, but you're not graduating.
Bullshit! Bullshit. That's a whole bunch of bullshit. Listen, if your mom, dad, I don't care who they are, they don't see you guys as one. When you have your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, and wife, you guys are one. Matter of fact, let the Bible speaks, or how a relationship's supposed to work. Your partner is supposed to be coming first before your parents or before your kids. But you know what? Relationships is based on what you want, how you see fit. But I'll be damned. That daughter, honey, she's a good one. I wouldn't play that shit. I've never played that shit. Hell no. And I don't regret one bit of it, okay? You have to demand who you are. And if you want your life to go a certain way, you have to demand that shit. They're not going to respect you. I promise you, they're not going to respect you. If you always, so weak to their agenda, they're going to make more excuses. Well, this is why you should live like this. Look. You have to stand firm in who you are. And you got to know who you are, because they will play on your mental. They will push you with these agendas. They will say, well, you're so young. You could be 21, 24. You're still so young. Well, why don't you keep on trying? I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your soul. I'm praying for your soul. Well, I hope you pray for your soul, because all the lying that you have been doing, okay, and the cheating your husband been doing, lying is an abomination, and so is stealing. It's 7 abominations, because they love to throw that shit in there, right? But they don't talk about the abominations that they do, which is lying and stealing, and it's more, okay? And I just let you know, it's very, like she said, biased. So you really, if you gonna have to stand for yourself, do your own research, and be 10 toes down. When you have self-validations and self-acceptance, can't nobody take that shit away from you, because it's from within. You hear what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be tough out here. You can't be fucking weak, especially you LGBT. You can't afford to be weak up in this world. Hell no. Okay? Okay, let's continue on.
She is. So
she's graduating.
Really okay.
It's about her.
So let me say this. I'm graduating, right? Mm-hmm. Getting my degree, and
she can.
All right, so there it is. So let's see what people are saying in the comment section. It says, Candy. Damn, what am I? It says Candy ain't even been afraid to speak her mind. Okay, well, that's good. People are saying Candy is not afraid to speak her mind. This is good. It says, I remember Tami and her daughter having a little down years. No one can force you to be comfortable with it. Well, can't nobody force you to be comfortable with you not being comfortable with it. Okay? You cannot force me to be comfortable with you being uncomfortable with me and my life. That ain't gonna happen, baby. This is my graduation. You can see your ass out. You understand? My graduation, not yours. So when it comes to your graduation, let me dictate it for you. Let me say, nah, I don't want such and such. I don't care he your husband. I don't want him at your graduation. I don't want your best friend at your graduation, because I just don't feel comfortable around her. Okay. You're going to say, child, please, this is my shit. So you have respect for yourself, but you're going to disrespect the others because of your bias. Bullshit. That's why LGBT, they will play with y'all every fucking time. Y'all got to stop that shit. And ain't nobody going to feel sorry for you. So all the sympathy, all the victim, shut the fuck up. Nobody going to feel sorry for you. Stand up, be a soldier for yours, and get yours. Happiness. Okay, get your life. Hell, do what you got to do, baby. All right, so what else they're saying out here? Let me look. It says, the way Candy face was balled up, the homophobia is loud, definitely. But you know black people are very homophobic, child. And y'all know, 2025, they're going to be more homophobic. You guys going to see more homophobic, more transphobia out here in these streets. And so what do I say to that? I say, listen, have a mouth that's wider and bigger and louder, bitch. Okay, we can go blow for blow with the words. What's up, ho? Okay, I don't give a fuck. Shit, trust me, you don't want it. You really don't want it. All right, so let's continue on. It says, y'all acting like she can't be mad that her daughter is gay. Ha! Again, her daughter. She is the daughter. You're the mom. You're old as fuck. Let your daughter live her life. And you're mad because you act like her daughter cannot be mad that her mom is homophobic. You act like you can't be mad that her mom is being biased and disrespecting her. Shit, let me put myself in the motherfucking shoes. Okay? Now what she said, you acting like she can't be mad that her daughter is gay. You can be mad all you want to. You can be big mad, but your ass not going to come to my graduation. Your ass can be big mad, but you're not going to be in my life. I don't care about your feelings, your emotions. It's not going to dictate who I am and my happiness. And that's why LGBT people, and especially young adults, have to learn to cut the umbilical cord from these parents. I know you're so attached because they groom you to be attached to them. They groom you to live your life based on how they see fit. I know I was groomed and raised to live up to my parents' expectations and do what they wanted me to do and be such a pleaser to them and their agenda. And I've done that. Trust me, I have. And I regret the years that I have done that. Okay, I have regret the years I have cut my own self off to please them, and they promise you it's happiness. They say, oh my God, once you get married and have kids, you're going to have the best time of your life. It's going to be happiness. Bullshit. There's a lot of straight people out here that's married and miserable. I know them and I see them and I talk to them. They continue to lie. All it is projecting. This is their fantasy of what they want, and they're trying to push it on you because it's going to make them happy. You know, stop that shit. Stop allowing them to play with y'all. Stop allowing them to gaslight y'all. Stop allowing them to manipulate y'all. If your ass mad, go in the closet. Stay mad. We don't give a fuck. Be big mad. But you ain't coming to my graduation. You ain't coming over to my house. You're not. I see you when I see you. Okay? Period. And that's that on that. Hell, trust me, they're going to be more madder or more upset, and let them stay big mad. When she calling you, I got to call you back. Sometimes you're going to have to block these parents. Block their ass. Yeah. You don't need to hear that shit. Block it. But you're going to have to strengthen the fuck up. Okay? You're going to have to wise the fuck up. You're going to have to unprogram all that shit they program you to be and do, to be a soft motherfucker that's so emotionally attached to mommy and motherfucking daddy. Be an adult. Okay? Detach. Cut the cord. Jeez. Okay? And if they cool, they cool. If they ain't, so fucking what? The cord is already cut. You ain't gonna be crying all night. You might cry 1 or 2 times, but bitch, you gonna be over that. You gonna accept that, and you just gonna move on. And I say, cut the cord before you tell them. Shit, cut it. It's just like a relationship. Have y'all been in a relationship or a marriage, and you break up with the person before you tell them that you broken up? I do that in all of my relationships. Before I break up with the person, I already broke up with you. So you cannot convince me to stay with you in this relationship because I already broke up like 6 months ago. And that's with my parents. When I came out, I was practicing, I would say, a good 2 or 3 years. Yeah, a few years, because I still needed some financial help first. I'm not no fool, and I'm not going to get in my emotions. So pretty much, if they say some shit that pisses you off or homophobic and transphobic, don't let them know anything. Just laugh that shit off, you know? Just be numb to that shit. You have to be numb to those jokes, to whatever they're saying that is homophobic or they trying to push you to be straight agenda. Be numb to it. Wait till you got the strength where you just want to cut it off and you just say, hey, this is what's going on with me. I got to talk to you later. Okay. I just wanted to let you know I don't need your acceptance. Okay. I'm not telling you for you to say, oh, I accept you. That I'm just telling you just to let you know. All right. And I'll talk to you in another week, or I'll talk to you later. I got to go. Let their ass sit with that. They might text you. Don't respond just yet on your terms. This is your life. It's time for you to wise the fuck up and dictate your terms and conditions, how you want to be treated, how you want to be seen, if they want to be a part. If not, toodles. And you're going to have to grow the fuck up. You're going to have to. If you want a certain life. Now, if you want your life to always be pacified by mommy and daddy hugs and kisses, then you just allow their ass to do what they do and just don't complain about the shit. Then, I just say stop crying victim. My mommy don't accept me, my mommy. Well, shit, you allow it. You fucking allow it. Shit, that's how I see it. Hell. All right, so let's continue on. It says, I like how Candy said what she said. Yeah. And stop having all these expectations of your daughter, your son is going to be this or that. Listen, we are humans. We're not fucking robots. If you want a child that's going to be programmed, get a fucking AI robot. Okay? They're going to be heterosexual. Whatever you program them to be, then that's what it is. People are human. Okay? I'm not to be fucking programmed, even though in your mind you think you can, which is crazy when we're human. Shit, crazy as fuck. But I know I've been talking for too long. Let me know if you guys enjoy my commentary. I'm Jessica. Hi, Noy. And I'll see you guys on the next upload. Bye.